who was the first person to test anesthesia? Like, oh, we're gonna not kill you, but kind of kill you. And hopefully you wake up. And they just never woke up.
I would
Like,
never put my hands on her. I would never disrespect her. I would never call her out her name. Like, I take care of her. Like, it's crazy because
that's where I'd rather be at. And LeBron's last game, I don't know how much that's gonna cost, but I want to be at LeBron's last game. That's what I want.
it just fascinates, bro. And it bothers me that I don't know. And I really want to know one day. And hopefully.
You are now watching the Westmoreland Bros Podcast.
Welcome back to the Westmoreland Brothers Podcast, man. This episode number 72. We back. Been a little bit of a break. You guys don't even, you never know that. It comes out every week, but it might have been a month, honestly, since we recorded again.
It's been a little while. It kind of feels, it felt weird that we hadn't recorded in a while. And that's why yesterday it was enjoyable watching our podcast. It gave me a little extra motivation where it's like, oh yeah, we releasing some good content. We got to keep going. We got to keep pushing. So that's what we're doing today. To start off the podcast today, it's on a sad note. I do want to shout out a dear spiritual sister of ours, Sister Davis. I won't say her first name just in case she don't want that there, but we lost a dear friend in death. Our guy, Matt Davis, he passed away. So my thoughts and prayers are with his family. And once again, if you've seen our podcast before, we've talked about death before, family dying, friends dying. Death isn't new to us at all. It's still unfortunate. We look forward to the hope that we believe in, that, the Bible has for us. But it's still heartbreaking. So keep your family close, keep your friends close. Remember, if you're out there and you got a grudge or you're not forgiving somebody and you really want to, just do it. Make amends, make peace, and just love everybody while they're here. Really what's important. Just had to throw that in there for today. It is a little sad note, but I had to do it for our guy, Matt. So,
yeah, man. Shout out to Matt. Matt, I remember having him over for hospitality, being in service with him, even playing basketball with him. So it's very crazy and unexpected. I don't know how old Matt was, but I think he was older.
31,
than me,
I believe.
Sure. 31. Okay, yeah. Because I know when you're younger, the age seems kind of like bigger than what it is. But 31, that's only 3 years on me. When I was younger, it probably felt like 10 years. But yeah, it's definitely crazy and weird and unexpected. So sorry for your loss, Sister Davis, but I appreciate the time we did have with him.
Yeah, we did. So, all right, I'm gonna move in to my first segment. It's a new one. I'm excited about it because as I get older, I'm enjoying history more. History on like every level, really. So the other day I was watching Columbo. I love Columbo. Old heads, you know what Columbo is. Middle-aged people, you probably do too. Young people, look him up. He's the best lieutenant you'll ever come across. But in the show, they said a phrase, and I'm like, man, where did that phrase come from? Like, how did we get there? So what this segment is called is Where Did It Start? I'm going to say popular phrases, sayings, and I'm going to explain how they got started and with the background on them, just because it's a little interesting to me. So the first one, Z. Have you ever heard somebody say, close but no cigar?
I might have. I don't remember, though.
So this saying, this is one that I just got from Columbo, and he smokes cigars all the time. So I'm like, man, what does this mean? It said, carnival games used to have a prize as a cigar. So if you lost at the carnival game, they would say close, but no cigar. So that's literally where it comes from. Yeah. So if somebody's doing something in real life and like, oh man, I almost did that. Like I almost got it. Somebody would be like, close, but no cigar. And it literally came from a carnival game. How would you feel as a hooper? You go to the carnival with your girl, your family, and the prize is a cigar. Is it worth it?
See, that's some back in the day stuff, man, when they just were addicted to smoking all the time and stuff. Cause like that would never happen nowadays. Like I can see why adults would want to go to the carnival back then. It's like, oh my God, I'm gonna win a cigar. Now it's like a little stuffed animal that's cost 10 times the amount. You could buy it on Amazon for half the price. But yeah, that's
100%.
Actually, I mean, it makes sense based on how the old heads roll around and how things used to be back then. That it makes sense.
No, it does make sense. And yeah, back then, like you said, smoking was way more popular, especially cigarette and cigar smoking. And back then, they didn't know that anything was wrong with it at first. Years later, after everybody started smoking, is when they knew, like, oh, this actually kind of affects your lungs. It kills you. You can get cancer.
Kind of.
But yeah, yeah, kind of. So that's the first one I got. I got 5. The second one, I know you have heard because shout out Mr. Schultz. We took theater. And in theater or in acting, you hear the saying, break a leg. You've heard that before, right?
Yes.
So this saying literally comes from, it's 2 things I got. Say the first one because it's from ChatGPT online. But it said break a leg came from a person doing so good, they wanted them back on stage for a repeated curtain pause. While the applause, they cross the curtain line and bend their knee, breaking the line with their leg. So that's where it comes from. You're doing so good. People want you back on stage. You got to bow, break the leg with the curtain line. That's one of the reasons. The other reason I've heard before, and I wasn't able to find this online, so I don't know, but it makes sense to me still. They say break a leg during like tryouts or something, so you get casted for the role. So both of those I've heard, and I like the second one better. I like, hey, break a leg. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get cast. Like, that's perfect. That sounds more cool to me. But the other one makes sense too. You're doing so good, they just want you back on stage. You heard any of those?
I haven't. When you originally said it, I thought that it would be something to the effect of you do so good on stage that you physically like break a bone. Like you're just out there giving it your all. That's what I originally thought. Because I was thinking like, back in the day, it was just a little crazier.
Yeah. Nah, not literal. Because it did mention in there, some people say good luck. They said people in acting and stuff and roles, they don't like hearing good luck because then they think something bad's gonna happen. It's one of those things. So instead of saying good luck, they be like, break a leg. Then they're like, oh, okay, bet I'll do good. So that is a part of it too. But that's break a leg for everybody out there. The next one we got, you may have heard this. It's simple. It says, bite the bullet. Have you heard that before?
I heard of bite the bullet.
So this one comes from, this is actually crazy. This came from before anesthesia was around and soldiers had to have surgery. They would bite a literal bullet because everything was so painful. That's the best way they could cope. So that's literally where it comes from. I feel awful for all the soldiers who had to bite a bullet and not have anesthesia. When I read that, I had to double check it and then triple, and that's where it comes from. So that's outrageous. How would you feel? You're in battle, and then you get shot in the leg or wherever, and they got to perform surgery, and they're like, here's a bullet for you.
They were built different, though. Like, there was a video I saw, and it's called The Unkillable Soldier. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but they're like, he got shot in his face, neck, chest, leg. He went to go get his fingers amputated. The doctor refused, so he ripped it off himself. They said he fought in World War I, World War II, another war, and then they said something like they asked him, and he survived 2 plane crashes. There's some more stuff too. It's like a crazy like Wikipedia bio. But when they asked him, how he felt about the wars, he said something like, I enjoyed them. So it's like back then they were just different. So it's like biting the bullet, based on his story, is like the least of his problems, And that also makes you think
that was
too.
The best part of his day.
He was like, I'll do it right now. But yeah, The Unkillable Soldier, you gotta look that up after the podcast. That makes me think though too, because I've asked the question. I was like, before surgeries, how did they fix problems? Like, if someone tears their Achilles, how do you fix that? You're right. Like nowadays we understand the issue, how to fix the problem. But back then, like, what would you even do? So that begs the question. And another question that comes from that is, who was the first person to test anesthesia? Like, we're gonna not kill you, but kind of kill you. Hopefully you wake up. And they just never woke up. Like, who was the guy to be the test dummy for that?
As far as I know, this is a fact. As far as I know. And if it's not a fact, then get it checked by Pop. But our grandpa, his dad, right? So it'd be our great grandpa. died in dental surgery from anesthesia, as far as I know. They
So
put
his
him under
dad's
for
dad?
anesthesia. Yeah, and he never woke up. As far as I know, so it would have been our great grandpa, and if it wasn't him, it was somebody along over there. So I'm gonna ask Dad to check it out, and then if I was wrong on the next podcast, I'll say the right relative who died from anesthesia. But that is
Boy,
a
I'm gonna
fact.
tell you
That's
right.
one reason.
I'll tell you right now, audience, Kendi is not telling you on the next podcast. There's been so many podcasts where he says, on the next podcast, I'm going to tell you. And he has never revisited it a single time.
Audience, I am, because I'm taking better notes. I'm taking specific notes this year because
New year.
I have let the audience down because I've been watching our old podcast and I'm talking about Quick Trip hot chocolate and I still ain't tried it and I'm not gonna try it either. I don't want to try it. So I've said some stuff and I haven't fulfilled it, but I'm gonna fulfill everyone now. You see what I'm saying? So I will get back to you on that. I'm putting in my notes so I don't forget. That's what I'm gonna do right now.
Okay. I hope so. The audience been waiting, man. They've been like, man, Kendi got this like extensive list of things he was supposed to bring up and he just never did again. They just left him hanging. That's why they stuck on the first like 20 episodes because they're waiting for a response.
They waiting on a response. All right, I'll do better. Okay, I'll do better. I just say that. But that's where Bite the Bullet comes from. The fourth one I got is the fourth one I got is called Barking Up the Wrong Tree. You heard that one?
Yep.
That one is pretty simple. Rocco does it sometimes, but it comes from hunting dogs literally barking at empty trees. There ain't no squirrel, ain't no animal in there. You're just barking up the wrong tree, buddy. We got to keep it going. So to apply that to us, it's like when you accuse somebody of coming at the wrong person, buddy. Like you barking up the wrong tree. I ain't got nothing to do with that. So that's where that one comes from. And then the last one we got is a very popular one. I'm gonna have you say feedback on it first because I think you could understand. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Took a long time to build Rome.
But it brought up, it was like ancient Rome. It took a long construction, many years. But they said that's the beauty in it. There's the beauty in this one is you gotta stay patient. It literally said have patience during long projects or long learning process. There's so much. Let's say you picking up a instrument or you're trying to learn another language or you're trying to travel more. Well, if you want to do any of that, it's gonna take time because you need money to travel. So you can't rush that. If you learn a new language, that takes time because you gotta understand you've been speaking whatever language you've been speaking since birth. So this is a baby, you've been hearing these words. Now you're taking in something new. You're not gonna get it right away. Some stuff may come faster than others. So it's like just enjoy the process, take time, don't rush. Rome was not built in a day. Really like that one.
And that reminds you, there was this one quote, and it talked about famous people because everyone kind of thinks that things are easier than what they are, and they're not. And it just kind of broke down how long it took certain people to get where they want to go. And I just did a quick Google search, and these aren't the exact names I was thinking of, but it says Morgan Freeman got his first major film in his 50s. And it's like, I feel like when I think of Morgan Freeman, I've been watching him, it seems like forever, but it was in his 50s when he got his first big break, right? Samuel L. Jackson in his 40s, right? And they just keep going down the list, more and more detailed, different names and whatnot.
It's about Samuel L. Jackson. As far as I know with Samuel L. Jackson, he is the highest paid African-American actor, I think ever. And if you're saying that he started at his 40s doing that as far as you can look it up if you are ChatGPT, look up but as far as I know, it's either him or The Rock. Maybe The Rock passed him recently, but I don't even think so because The Rock ain't completely African American. He's not all the way Hawaiian. But as far as I know, Samuel Jackson has, and if he's starting his 40s, anybody can do it. Just be patient.
Samuel L. Jackson is. And yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So when you talk about Rome wasn't built in a day, that goes for anything. People want instant gratification. And sometimes you get it right away, and sometimes it just takes time. You just gotta trust the process. So Rome wasn't built in a day is a great quote.
Hey man, that was the new one. Where did it start? So I'll start this in again. If you got a popular band, whatever they're called, Drop them below. I'll look up some background information, throw that in the next one for you.
There we go. We appreciate that. I just got a few questions for you. For one, kind of goes with your little history thing. And I just wrote down, if you can go back to any point in history, where would you go and why? And we've kind of talked about history a little bit, but I wasn't sure if your opinion or outlook on this changed at all, because I've been reading my Bible more. So for me, you know, I'm thinking about Jesus and everything that he went through, and I would love to see that, be a part of it. Maybe a 13th disciple. I don't know. I don't want to talk too highly of myself, but yeah.
Now you would have been the 12th disciple, Judas. You would have got up out of there. He said, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, he's Judas. He just said it twice. Boy, oh boy, he got to wait for that lag to come through.
Anyway, yeah, so where would you go?
You know, that was a really good point about Jesus. That would make a lot easier as far as to go back, see Jesus. If I could do that, I would just see the lady who touched his garment and he reacted probably. Wouldn't even need maybe a resurrection, maybe or Lazarus. And that would give me all the faith I need. If I could jump back to this day, then nobody could tell me nothing. I'd just be looking at these clowns foolish. But that's what faith is, ladies and gentlemen. Faith is the short expectations of things, hope for them not yet seen. So I would go back to ancient Egypt still. I am so focused on these pyramids, dude. I want to go back to whenever those kind of came into place. I want to see if they've always been here. Like, I want to see if they've always been here or if they actually were built. And then if they were built, I want to just sit back and watch how they were built, that whole period. Because it got the whole world full today. The smartest, the scientists can't. No, they couldn't have done it. No, it just alien did it. And bro, you're a clown, bro. Alien didn't do nothing, bro. If an alien did that, where are they at now, bro? Why they not benefiting us more? Like, I hate when people say stupid stuff like that. But that's what I want to know, because it's been proven that it's waterways deep under there. It just, the calculations of the pyramids, it just fascinates, bro. And it bothers me that I don't know, and I really want to know one day, and hopefully I will. But that's where I would go. I'm not gonna lie, I love Jesus, but I feel like that'll help me with Jesus too. I mean, who knows? But I gotta see that. I got to see that.
No, I agree, and it's not even just like the size and weight of these bricks, but it's like everything that's actually inside the pyramid itself and what they think is below the pyramid, stuff we can't even like see. So yeah, that would be crazy. I don't know if you'll be able to survive it though, because I feel like it would take them so long. I don't know, you have to pick a certain time.
Like I said, I just want to know. So if that's like I get to see the half construction, or I will want to see halfway done, because then I know that you actually built it. And then halfway done, I gotta see how you getting it up that far, because that's what got people baffled. They're like, how did they get these things up so far? Especially because they had to get them from the other side of the river, and this is so tall, and it was all so perfect. And you gotta remember, over decades and decades and centuries, the pyramids have changed, but they used to be gold, bro, especially at the top. Like, it just so much. And then, like you said, on the inside,
I didn't know that.
They haven't even discovered. Yes, 100%. You can look it up on Google. So even on the inside, they haven't even fully discovered everything on the inside. Some spots they're nervous to go. They don't want something to collapse and break. It's just so, pyramids, bro.
That's crazy. I didn't know they haven't even discovered the whole inside yet, but that'd be a sight to see. My only argument in defense of them, when people say it's impossible, quote unquote, is that that's all they had to do. They weren't doing anything else. They weren't scrolling. They weren't traveling across the world. They were born there, around there, and whoever's job it was, that was their one job. Hey, you're doing this day after day. You're making this brick, and you're getting the brick over here. Okay, this is your team, and this is what you're gonna do for the rest of your life. So when you kind of think of it like that, it's very possible what a human could do. And plus, they were more physical than us. Because that's all they did. They weren't soft. They were tougher than us. So I think it's very possible.
That's what people forget, bro. People forget the 100%, because people forget the physicality. Like, back then, if we saw people, if people came back right now alive from back in ancient Egypt and they stood next to the strongest looking man, healthiest looking man, bro, I promise right now that the Egyptians gonna have him every time. They were so different, and people also got to remember it was king. It was real. It was legit kingship and rulers back then. So these kings ruled the region. They ruled the area. So you got to remember, anybody amongst them that's peasants is just slaves. It don't matter what race you are. It don't matter what you look like. If you're the lower class peasants, boy, you building the temple, and his workers are making sure you work it. You think you're not gonna lift that brick, boy? They gonna beat you. You gonna lift it because you don't want to get beat. They was some of the strongest people, and that's what people don't understand, bro. And you gotta. One more fact is, if you read the Bible and you do believe the Adam and Eve story, then you believe that those ancient Egyptians were factually closer to perfection than we are. We are so far away from perfection. Sin is so embedded in us, where those people, they had more than we had. And like Zach said, they wasn't distracted by stupid stuff, even if they wanted to be. They didn't know what the heck a phone was and electronic. They looked up at the sun and the stars to figure out what time it was. Stop playing with me, bro. They could have done it. They did it.
Yeah, and there was no option, like you said. Either you do it or you die. And there's no one can save you. No one can save. Like, where are you gonna go? You're gonna run away in the middle of the desert? Like, nah, buddy. You do this or you die.
Exactly. No.
Oh my goodness.
Anybody out there listening who like, no, they wouldn't have got me like that. No, boy, you would have been dead, bro. It's not like today. You ain't got a whip. You ain't got a gun. You ain't got a knife. Boy, you got your hands, man, and they got whips and knives and shanks and everything else in between that they had back then to make sure that the business was done. So if you think you buck wild, like Z said, you just would have been dead and your family would have been sad, but then they would have kept working because they didn't want to die. Literally how it was.
Even hypothetically, if you had a knife, like, there's no chance. What would you even do? Like, you can't beat them all. You may get one person maybe, like, off guard, and then you're 100% dead after that. It doesn't even matter.
Exactly.
All right, my next question, completely opposite direction, opposite topic, something I've never asked you in your life. Please feel free to be unfiltered.
He probably has.
I don't know. We've been talking forever. Anyway, please feel free to be yourself. But would you ever do an arranged marriage?
Don't that mean I can't see her?
We can say that. Yeah, you can't see her. You just know you're gonna get married to.
Wait. I can't see her.
Nah.
I'm not doing that.
Cause you see her, what's the point? You're gonna be like, no.
Still arranged though, I can't help it. But I thought in arranged marriages you probably don't see the person.
I mean, if you saw them, but you still gotta marry him, what's the difference? I guess.
Yes, I would just know if she ugly or not.
But it's about the heart. If your parents saw she had a good heart and was like, yes, I want you to be my son's.
Boy, I ain't finna believe parents say when it comes to some boyfriend, girlfriend. Absolutely not. You know how many times they get that wrong? I'm not speaking on my parents necessarily, but boy, oh boy, I've been in situations I've been judged the cruelest and worst. And it's just like, I'm looking at people talking about me crazy because I'm in a relationship with their daughter. And I'm like, dog, like, I would never put my hands on her. You know, I would never disrespect her. I would never call her out her name. Like, you know, I take care of her. Like, it's crazy because it's so frustrating, bro. Yeah, I don't like that. I can't do that. No arranged marriage for me. Couldn't do it. Because also, I can't do that. Why would somebody do that? That's why people do it. They be like, oh, you're just gonna fall in love. It's not about everything. That's fine, but that ain't for me though. Like, I fall in love with the heart after I think you cute. Like, what are we talking about?
I gotta fall in love with your face.
Yeah, first, like, absolutely not.
Oh my god.
Plus, you might be crazy above anything else. You might be fine, but then you
true.
crazy, and it's like, I can't be with a fine crazy girl. Like, I done been down that road before, and I feel like I'm a biker right now.
You do look like one, yeah.
But some people be with the finest shorties, and then they attitude horrible, even around people, and you looking like, dang, dog, you taking that? And you've seen it vice versa too. I'm not gonna put it all on a woman, because if a woman was in an arranged marriage, something be like, dang, you take it. Like, it's just no good. So I rather know the person inside and out. I rather understand if I could deal with you. I don't think that's never to figure out when you're married. That's called the dating process. That ain't called the arranged marriage. That's not how it's supposed to be. So no, I would never do that. I don't support them. I know culturally, some cultures that still factually happens. Keep y'all in my prayers, but it's something I do.
All right, last question. What is a sports moment? What is a sports
I
moment
got
you
one
would
right
like
now,
to?
boy.
What's a sports moment you would like to see again for the first time?
Dog, me and Dad had as a kid, and we don't bet no more. But me and D had a little deal. I don't even say bet. It wasn't a bet. It was just a deal. And it was the Steelers and I believe the Packers. And no. I'm way tripping.
The Super
This
Bowl?
this was the Steelers. This was the Steelers and Packers. And they looked like they was finna lose. The Steelers. I had the Steelers. He had the Pack. And all of a sudden, it was just the last play. And I thought they was finna lose. So I went to my room and I was crying. And then it's at the house. So age is not old. I was crying, a bitty boy, because I'm like, dang, this lost. I gotta get my dad some money. Bro, I didn't watch the last play of the game until the next day. But D came in my room and he like, dog, you won, you little crybaby. Like, here your money. The Steelers, he threw it to the out. It was out of bounds, but the way he caught it with his 2 feet, and it's just a touchdown, bro. That's all I can say. I love to relive that moment live with my pops sitting on the couch instead of running in the back and crying. Because that was one of my favorite ones. Yeah, it was a bad moment for a boy, you know what I'm saying? But it was a good moment too, because I came out on top.
You done cried a
That was
lot
a
over
moment
the
I like to
Steelers, bro.
relive.
You had some weird obsession with the Steelers winning back when you was a kid. I don't know why.
I used to really be a big fan of Big Ben. Like, I wish he would have retired a little earlier because he shouldn't have went out how he did. But I love Big Ben. I used to love the whole Steelers. There was multiple players on there. But then another person and player I really specifically liked was Peyton Manning. I loved him on the Colts, and then he went to the Broncos. I liked him more on the Broncos just because I like the emblem more than it was like you went from a horseshoe to the horse. And I was like, I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, old school football is just really good to me. I mean, new school is too. But old school is like them quarterbacks, they did not run out that pocket. Like, they could not scramble. They didn't have legs like the quarterbacks got now. So it's like they really had to be skillful. I feel like even a little bit more with passing and throwing and getting it off and trying to figure it out. Because nowadays, the rushing game is so good with QBs, which is not a bad thing. It's just a different I just say stage of the game now, level of the game that we're at, where Russian QBs can make it happen. However, that comes with injury now. So it's like, is it worth it? Back then, they just throw it or take a little sack. Maybe their shoulder gets hurt. Nowadays, you could pull an ACL if you're trying to rush. Patrick Mahomes got his ACL torn from a tackle. So it's bad for him. We don't want to talk about the Chiefs, though. But yeah, that's what I'll say. If I had to have a second moment, though, it would be Kyrie Irving smacking that 3 on Steph Curry and Steph Curry not responding. And the only reason why is because I would have liked to break the TV. I didn't break it. So I would have lived with that consequence as a kid. I would have broke that TV because I wouldn't have want y'all to finish the
big
game.
one?
I would have been petty.
The big one?
I don't care what TV, whatever it was on. Whatever it was on, if I was watching
on the
right
big
there,
one.
I would have took that
Oh
remote
my
and just
God.
threw it. And I would have crashed out. But I would have been okay because I
Yeah,
know my
that's
dad
the-
wouldn't have killed me. I would have been severely punished, but that's okay.
That's the first thing I thought of was 2016. I didn't even know about this Steelers game. I thought maybe you'd say Steelers versus Packers, I guess Super Bowl, but no. I didn't even think about that. I only thought about 2016. I would
Nope.
love to relive that again. That was so much fun.
2016, dog. That was what a time to be alive.
What NBA player do you like more? They had a list of like likable NBA players. Some of them were kind of questionable. Like they had Dame Lillard. Can't say his name. Damian Lillard on there. And I know you're not the biggest Dame Lillard fan based on some of the disrespect he's thrown to Steph Curry's way. So I didn't put him in this because obviously you wouldn't choose him. So anyway, what NBA player do you like more? Alex Caruso or Derek White? And I specifically chose Derek White because I get called Derek White every time I go to the gym now.
Russo. I like Alex Russo better. I think I'd rather hope for Alex Caruso than Derek White. It's really that simple. I like his overall game too. He's not an offensive machine, but he can score.
Right.
He's a defensive machine. He can hold anybody.
Yeah.
I'm watching the last game. It was OKC versus Wemby, and I said Wemby and not the Spurs. he holding Wemby, and obviously nobody can stop Wemby 100%. But it's like, bro, you got him on him, and he actually trying. Like, he over here doing this, doing that. So I just like Alex Caruso. Derek White.
Caruso did do really well guarding Wemby. I was very impressed. I was very impressed. Obviously, Wemby got the better of him because I mean he's 7'4", like it's supposed to be that way. But Caruso, he can move, man. He can move. Anyway, next, who do you like more? What NBA player do you like more? My fault. Dirk Nowitzki or Steven Adams?
Nowitzki, he a GOAT. Steven Adams is not a GOAT. And Steven Adams, I think Draymond kicked Steven Adams in the balls. That's the one that did it. Yeah, nah, I don't care about no Steven Adams, man. Unless he was on the Warriors, I'd take him on the Warriors. I think that would be a really good pickup. But like, nah, I don't care nothing about no Steven Adams.
You said that could be a good pickup, but they don't pick him up. Yeah, Dirk Nowitzki was great. He has one of the greatest rings of all time. He beat Kobe. He beat the Thunder. He beat LeBron. I mean, he beat someone else too in that run. I can't remember who, but that was an amazing run he went on. So
Legendary run,
bro. He didn't just beat the Kobe Lakers. He swept them after they won their ring. But we're not gonna talk about that. Anyway, what NBA player do you like more, Derrick Rose or Tim Duncan?
A tough one, but I'm gonna say about Timmy, but D Rose, because a couple podcasts ago we were talking about the comeback story, and Derrick Rose has always been super humble. He's always been super grounded to his hometown, Chicago. You hear more good things about him from people that knew him from back then than you do bad things. That speaks on a person's character. And I've never heard nothing bad about Timmy, but I like to relate to D Rose more. Like, you come from inner city of Chicago, we come inner city of the Mill, and it's like we a smaller city, but the violence is so comparable. Where you call it Chirac, we call it Milwaukee, and it's sad that we gotta do that, but that's the reality. Like, somebody died up the street the other day. I left for an hour, I come back, they got 4 blocks blocked off with the whole tape. Somebody got murdered that quick. It just happened. So I like that he, as a kid, the way out and really found his way out and stayed to it, because nowadays so many kids, they could hoop or they could really ball or they could really like play football, and anyway you could really ball, but they really get caught up in this street life because they think so much of a facade around the street life, bro. Like, when people really in the streets, they'll tell you like, you don't want to be here, bro. Like, why do you want to sell drugs? And if you get caught with it, bro, you going to jail. If somebody mad and they slime you out, bro, you dead. Like, ain't no coming back. You get one life. Ain't no coming back once it's gone.
That's it.
So I just really appreciate his story. And then, like you said, he had that 50 ball. I think when he was on Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. And it was he crying about it, and the game don't even matter. But that's the shit he put into it. And how that boy did not get hurt. If his knee didn't get hurt, bro, that boy would have had more MVPs, and I know he would have had a chip. If it wasn't on the Bulls getting a chip, it probably would have been because somebody would have came and joined him, or he could have joined. D Rose had one of the saddest career ending injuries, I'm gonna say, because he wasn't the same after that, the exact same, unfortunately. He could still hoop, but it just took something out of him. But I like D Rose, bro. I thought about this quote because a lot of us want to change. Some of us stuck in the past too much, and it's all about, we got to worry about the present and moving forward with the future. So that's where this quote is based off of. I hope it hit you like it hit me. Now I will read it. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last. Make sure to like, comment, share with everybody you know, and subscribe.